when you first wrote Grace Awakening,
Yep.
and as you recycled that series in different conferences and venues and updated it and changed some of your thinking, where are you now when you think of some of the grace killers then and today? Where are we listing, Chuck, that we don't even see? Even you in your own heart, where are you listing where you're starting to impose that standard?
Well, it sounds strange, but you could be legalistic about grace to the point where you start looking for those that don't believe it and you're ready to pounce on them. I have to watch that because I've learned that legalists don't take hints. You sometimes have to really
Box them.
Yeah, get in their faces and say, you are not going to ruin this church by giving us a list of things that you want us to start doing. Well, it's what our other church did. I said, well, you know what? It's still in existence. You're free to go.
You know, if we tried to do a tenth of all the things people had plans for our lives, this program, that program, that thing. So how are we gracious toward them?
I know.
And that's their only thing.
It's tough.
God's called them to X.
Right. And they feel passionate.
Oh, yeah, it's their life.
They want you to be more acceptable to God, and they're also afraid. Not only afraid for you, but for themselves, because they lose their boundaries. Now, I'll tell you a quick story here. Lady stopped me at an airport, and she said, "You a Swindoll?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Oh." My wife was with me, and she said, "You're his wife?" And Cynthia said, "Yes, I am." She said, my husband was a pastor. And I don't know that there was, to use your term, she said, I don't know that there was a more legalistic, strict church than ours. I never wore pants, always a dress. We never did anything on Sunday. We didn't go to a restaurant, especially if they sold alcohol, and it was strict. She told me the school he went to and on and on. I said, and she said, a friend of mine who had left our church gave me the Grace Awakening. She said, I hid it from my husband as I began to read it. Read it under the covers, read it in the back room when he was maybe watching some game on the television. No, they didn't have a television. I forget. That was another thing on the list. Anyway, when I finished, I said to him, you have got to read this. You have got to read this. And he goes, Swindoll? And she said, I don't think that's the way it's pronounced. look at the spelling. Anyway, I'm open.
You're not bitter about that, are
you?
No,
No, of course not. My dad was, but I'm not. Anyway, long story short, he read it. This is true, Michael. Said, I have to resign. This is his life.
Wow.
They have like 2 or 3 kids. She said he resigned. In fact, when they heard the reason, no severance, and they did everything but throw us out. Every one of those folks that were our friends
gone
are now our enemies. They choose to be. We love them. We wish we care for them. I'm now, she said, finishing my master's. That's where I am at the airport going to school. I'm taking my master's in counseling. My husband is involved in sales, and we've never been happier. Our kids are like they have been. One of the byproducts is kids start to rebel.
Freedom.
You tighten those screws down deep enough, those kids are gone. And she said, and you know what? I'm honest. We're not living a godless lifestyle. All our friends are thinking we're out drinking and carousing and running around other people's spouses. She said, no, I've never loved my husband more, or my kids. And the joy that's now come, we just embraced and we prayed together, and she took her flight. And I said to Cynthia, when I wrote the book, I thought I would get a file cabinet full of hate mail. Michael, I have folders. I wish I'd have kept all the letters, one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, saying, I never knew there was a different way to live the Christian life. I never knew this is what Christ planned for us. It was truly an awakening.